Not Quite
Darkness
is a podcast that contains spoilers, opinions, and general. Listener discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls, children of all ages, thank you so much for tuning in to another amazing episode of Not Quite Darkness. My name is Keith Brooks, ending the spooky season with my friend here, as always, Mr. Chad Dowdy. Chad, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Like you said, it is the end of the spooky season. So
Thank fucking God. I'm
Whew,
so
it was rough.
tired of scary movies.
it was rough.
It's always like I love scary movies so much until I have to watch all of them back to back. And then it's just like, give me a fucking Christmas movie. Where's Jonathan Taylor Thomas when I need him? You
There
know
you
what
go.
I mean? But that being said, we are not here in our traditional sense of what we do, but instead we are doing our 31 for 31, the year 2025. I think we've done this 3 times, 4 times maybe, which is insane because time is not real. And yeah, and so we each tried to watch 31 movies for the spooky season. Chad is a fucking overachiever. Tell the crowd how many movies you watched.
I mean, it's not the highest I've done before, but I did 58 this month.
58. I thought I was doing good because I did 36. And I feel like a slut in comparison. Like,
Well-
I feel like I got nothing compared to you.
I mean, I don't know why we call it 31 for 31 because we always, both of us go over 31. Always.
Absolutely. But at least like 31's like the bare minimum. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about all of these scary movies that we saw. We're going to give you a brief synopsis. Probably no spoilers unless we have to do spoilers, and then just tell you if it's good or bad. And at the end of everything, we're going to tell you the Funko Pop that we would make from our choices of our movies and what we saw this year. Since Chad watched all of the movies ever made, he's going to kick it off with the first one. Chad, what was your first watch of the season?
I wanted to start it off pretty hardcore. So I started out with Terrifier 3.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. That's the Christmas one, right?
That's the Christmas one. So, I do like the Terrifier movies. It's gratuitous gore as far as that goes. This one, I liked it, but it kind of didn't make sense to a degree.
Yeah.
So this was my least favorite of the Terrifier movies, but it was fine. I mean, I'm looking forward to Terrifier 4, but
yeah, me too.
Yep.
The first one, Jenna Canal, is a good friend of mine, and I love her. She's amazing in it. I know the filmmaker is in a bit of trouble with the actress from the first film, the other actress. I don't know what that's about, so I won't comment on it. But yeah, all that. Now, give me a second one. You started with Terrifier. What was your second one?
yeah, one of the other things I try to do this is to watch an original, not a part of a franchise or a remake from every decade. So from the 1920s, I did The Man Who Laughs.
Oh, the basis of the Joker, one of the
Yeah.
best images of all time.
Yeah, I had to go with that one. When I was like, yeah, this is the Joker, definitely.
So tell us what Man Who Laughs is about.
So this one was pretty good. Basically, he is disfigured. I can't remember now why he was disfigured, but again, he just has the grin. But it's like the technology of the 1920s. He just has a big grin on his face, and everybody acts like he is freaking Quasimodo or something. Like again, he's just got a grin. And then he falls, a blind lady falls in love with him. It's, classic story or whatever.
Yeah.
But 1920s, wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, that's awesome. Conrad Vince, I want to say is the guy's name. That's awesome. My first
Yes, you're
one.
really good.
Well, it's a classic, right? My first one of the season was Creepshow, and if you want to hear my opinion on that, we had a whole fucking episode. This is gonna go quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Your turn.
Next from 1962, not technically horror, but horror adjacent. I did a little
Yeah.
King Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh God, I hope
The
you have-
original King Kong versus
Yeah.
Godzilla. However, this was highly disappointing.
Really?
Yes, to be the OG King Kong,
Yeah.
I expected some epicness to
Yeah.
this.
What-
I'm not a big fan of this one.
It's just a different era of movie making.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I also think that they didn't have while I think the filmmakers had the same reverence for King Kong that we do nowadays, I don't think the audiences did at the time. So it was more like an inside baseball worship of King Kong, where the story doesn't really worship King Kong at all in that movie. Um,
Right.
but it's always an interesting one. All right, give me your next one.
The next one from the 1930s was The Old Dark House.
Boris Karloff, right? Is that Karloff in that one?
Yes, it is Karloff, but it's funny because at the beginning there's a whole blurb that says basically says like, I know he's acting like Frankenstein, but he's not Frankenstein. Don't
Yeah,
sue us.
yeah,
You know, like he
exactly.
doesn't talk. He's not Frankenstein. Okay, guys, it's not Frankenstein. Uh, but this one was great. Like this movie had atmosphere for days.
Yeah.
Like it was so good. You know, I don't know if it's the first movie, but it's basically like, where it's like storm outside, so you go to a random house
Yeah.
like for help or whatever. I don't know if it's the first one, but yeah, it was really dope. I enjoyed this one.
Absolutely. And it's such like, especially going back to watch some of those movies, you realize how much they've influenced the pop culture and the zeitgeist. Even with the name of that movie, it's something, a phrase you've probably heard a million times
Right.
and never related it back to something else. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Let me go to my second one. It's a horror comedy called Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. It is a strange comedy film that has the fucking reanimator guy. What's his name?
Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs as the bad guy, but it's based off of a YouTube actor that does that. Senpai, notice me. Does that guy? Which I think that was a spot on impersonation. Is what I say.
Yeah, because I was like, I know exactly.
Yeah, so it's very like in the vein of Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny, and it's got some really great special effects. And it's okay. It's a pretty decent little comedy. Give me your next one.
This next one was a rewatch because my daughter and wife wanted to watch it. So this one is Interview with the Vampire.
Classic. I love that fucking
Classic.
movie.
I'm not a fan of it.
What? What did you just say to me?
I'm not a fan of Interview with the Vampire. It is so like so. Listen, I the movie it shines when Tom Cruise is on screen. Shines.
It
He
does.
is awesome as Lestat, and when he's not on screen, which is 35% of the film, it just drags. And I'm like, where is Tom Cruise? Oh my gosh.
That is the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. That movie gets me tempted to see what gay porn is like because I feel like it's adjacent to it in a lot of
It's
ways.
very close.
And,
Yeah.
and I'm totally strangely cool with it because I love the ambience of that movie. I love the feeling of everything. Like that movie makes me question my sexuality. If it wasn't for dicks, I would be totally down with every part of it.
Well, you're talking about like, it's question your sexuality. It's got Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, Antonio
Antonio
Banderas, Christian
Banderas.
Slater.
Yeah.
Like,
And I feel like that and Zorro defined Antonio Banderas for the Antonio, how do you say? Oh, yes, Banderas. Like that time period. Like so good. Such a classic movie. My next watch is a series that is a take on a classic movie. I watched Alien Earth and I didn't give a shit. Look, everybody in the show is
oh,
great.
wow.
Great acting. I just hated the fucking story. I hated the needle drops. I think there's some compelling elements, but it never really gels to me. And when I watch an alien movie, I want to see monster go raw. But I want you to give me some creative stuff, which I feel like Romulus didn't necessarily do, and this didn't do either. So yeah.
Well, so I watched this too. It wasn't during October. I finished it like I guess before. I watched the majority of it not in October. But yeah, the needle drops. I wasn't a big fan of the needle drops. But I tell you what I did like about it, and I did not expect it, is I expected when they announced the Alien series, is that really it'd be a lot of boardroom drama with like Wayland Yutani, and
Yeah.
and that was not it. I mean,
Yeah,
there were
not at all.
creatures galore.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a lot. I mean, aliens, of course, xenomorphs, but there were other alien creatures in this. I appreciated the effort as far as that goes.
I just wish there would have been. I do agree. There were alien creatures galore. I want more of that. I'm so tired of the synthetic android drama bullshit. Like I'm just tired of it. Maybe it's because I'm pissed off at AI. I don't know what it is. Timothy Oliphant, amazing. Everybody, every actor in the show was great. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, I
All
can see
right,
that.
give me your next one.
The next one was a sequel to a movie that we covered on our In Search of Darkness, Basket Case 2.
Damn, Belial is back.
This one goes full on like Gremlins 2. It
Oh,
is like, wild
I've
with
never
all of the
seen it.
best.
I have to.
Basically, there's, like, I don't know, like 30 basket case-esque creatures in this or whatever, all like living together. Almost like the real world basket case is what it is. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
It was wild. It really was wild. And what's funny is the main guy, I can't remember his name now, Blyle's brother. It's set like, in the first movie he's like 18 years old.
Yeah.
And this one is set like maybe a few months later. He's 35 in this. Like he's clearly 35 years old. He's a grown man with a mortgage and everything in
Yeah, he's
this.
getting AARP emails.
Yes,
All the whole thing.
exactly. But it was wild. I mean, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it's a departure. The budget was bigger, I would
Okay, good.
say,
Well,
because, but I tell you, I did miss the charm of shitty looking Belial.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because again, this Belial looked better,
Mm,
and I just I feel like I would have liked it better if Belial would look terrible because, that's part of the charm of the first one. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Give me your next one.
So this one, again, I wanted to go hardcore. I've actually never seen this. And I watched, Hostel.
Oh, Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Is Michelle Trachtenberg in this one?
No,
She's in the
she's
second
not.
one. Yeah.
Yep. So I watched this, and look, I'm not like the biggest fan of like gore porn, torture porn, whatever you want to call it or whatever. But I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this a good movie? Because I was invested. Like
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah. I like the first Hostel. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it plays on xenophobia, like in every way, but especially like when it came out and like America wasn't the best country for a global, perspective, and maybe not anymore either. Like it really hits all the right points to be an entertaining, fucked up, dark watch. I think
Yeah.
it's enjoyable.
I don't mind like uh torture porn when it suits the story. And I think it really worked in this. It was in service of the story.
Yeah.
And so I really like that aspect. Yeah, it was pretty good actually. I was surprised because I was expecting to just, not like it.
Awesome. I my next watch is an A24 film, which we all know how much we love A24. I watched Opus. So Ayo
Uh,
Edebiri, I think is her name. She is April O'Neil in the newest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. She plays a journalist who gets invited to John Malkovich's house. John Malkovich is an amazing musical performer who hasn't released an album in 26 years, and he's having this cult like experience for people to hear his album. And it's a slow burn, it's a psychological thing. It's in the vein of like I want to say Midsommar, but that's a little heavier than this is, but it is sort of there in that sort of territory. And she is incredible. Malkovich is always a fucking lunatic on screen, so I loved everything about it. It's one of the better watches of the season for
nice.
me.
Cool.
What you got next?
So I had to clear the palate after Hostel. So I watched Hotel Transylvania 3.
Oh, damn, you going super intense. Get that
I'm
Adam
telling
Sandler. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's my vampire watch, I guess.
Yeah.
This one was fine. I'm not like the biggest fan of the Hotel Transylvania. I mean, it's funny. I mean, it's kid friendly as
Yeah.
far as that goes. But like, I like Andy Samberg. He's always funny to me.
Yeah.
So
Which one is he? Is he the
he's
son-in-law?
the human son-in-law, right?
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
who's the quote fish out of water in the family, I guess.
Yeah.
You'd say
I don't. So Steve Buscemi is the werewolf, right? Kevin James the Frankenstein mom.
Frankenstein.
Right?
Uh,
David
what's the
Spade.
spade is Invisible Man.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. Who's the
Uh,
mummy?
the Mummy is I don't know if it's every one of them, but CeeLo Green in one of them. I don't know if
Oh,
it
okay.
was in every one of them. I can't
Okay.
remember.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, that's fun. That's
yeah,
fun. My next watch is an anthology movie, a British anthology movie from the 70s called Asylum. And we're just meeting a bunch of different patients in an insane asylum and getting all of their stories. It's a pretty good little watch. Dated, definitely, but it's got some fun, different types of stories. It was a cool little, here you go. Here's a
yeah.
British horror in the 70s sort of vibe.
I've never heard of that one.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What you got for your next one?
So my 1940s watch was the Spiral Staircase.
Ooh, is that Lon Chaney Jr. or am I crazy? Am I smoking crack?
No, it's not Lon Chaney Jr.
Okay.
I didn't really recognize anyone in this one. Uh, uh, Ethel Barrymore is in it. I don't know if that's from the Barrymore family. I don't know,
Sounds
but
like it. Yeah,
I was not like really a fan of this one. This
okay.
was like it was more of a mystery,
Yeah.
like a serial killer who's the serial killer, but in the Spiral Staircase, like a deaf mute. So it's kind of like a precursor to like Hush or something like that, which
Oh,
I'm a huge fan
love
of
Hush.
Hush.
Yeah,
Yep.
me too.
Yep.
Give me your next one.
Uh, Ghost Ship. I've never seen Ghost Ship before.
Great. That
The
beginning is the
the
fucking most phenomenal thing.
yeah, the beginning. If the whole movie had that energy, it would be awesome because the beginning is really really good.
Yeah.
And then after that, I feel like it just becomes your standard, what you'd expect from a ghost ship movie.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
yep,
absolutely. But I think that's like, is that Dark Castle that does that?
yep,
Yeah, and for a while they seemed like they were going to be the biggest thing in horror, and then just sort of petered out. But I
yeah.
love that one. I love the opening. That's the only part I think anybody remembers is that part. Um,
That's the truth. I'm
yeah.
sure.
My next watch is a sequel. It might be one of the only sequels I have on the list this year. I don't know. 30 Days of Night 2, Dark Days.
Okay.
I love the original 30 Days of Night. I think the original is you don't like the original 30 Days of Night.
I don't. I don't like Danny Houston as a bad guy. I don't find him threatening in anything. And every time he's in a movie where he's a bad guy, I'm like, get this guy out of here.
I can't think of a single movie where he's not a bad
Yeah,
guy.
even when like he's like the fake good guy, he turns out to be the bad guy by the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Naked Gun, he's a bad guy. Wonder
He's
Woman,
just
bad
not
guy.
intimidating.
X-Men, he's a bad guy. I think he's so great in this one. Like, I think one of the brilliant things about 30 Days of Night, casting him as the bad guy, is he's such a verbose actor, and you just take away his ability to speak. And he's just this guttural sort of, a weird choice, but still great. And Ben Foster, the first one's a fucking classic. You're crazy. Second one sucks balls. So
Really,
that's where
I haven't seen the second one.
second one's rough. So the whole idea is that Josh Hartnett's wife is a survivor and has gone on to write books about it. And nobody believes her, and all the vampires are coming after her. But now a lot of them can talk, and they have a queen, and it becomes like a Blade sort of story.
Is she still like in that Alaskan town or whatever? I
No,
guess.
she's like in L.A.
So it's just 30 Days a Night called that just because it's just so you know it's the sequel. It's not
Yeah,
set in the same. Gotcha.
yeah, and it's
Okay.
got Harold Perrineau in it, and Harold's a friend, and he's awesome. But yeah, it's a shitty movie. Your turn,
So had to get a werewolf watch in.
because you
You know
love
how much I
werewolves.
love werewolves. This is one of the better ones to a degree, but this is Frank Grillo in Werewolves.
Ooh, this is
Yeah,
relatively new, right?
yeah, it's 2024, and this is basically The Purge, which Frank Grillo's in some of those Purge movies, but it's The Purge, but it's with werewolves. So something's happened in the world where, like, I don't know if it's once a year, every time there's a blood moon or something. If you go out in the moonlight, you will turn into a werewolf. So basically, the entire like world knows tonight's werewolf night. So you gotta, you know,
Ooh,
hole up in your house or whatever. Just like just like the purge night or whatever. So it was hampered a little bit by the budget, I feel like,
yeah.
but it was still fun because really, it literally was with Frank Grillo, the Purge, but werewolves.
I love that concept, but slash it brings up so many interesting situations. Like being the guy that's like, "Oh fuck, tomorrow's trash day. Let me go take the trash out real quick." Oh, nope. Or like if you have Alzheimer's and you forget what night it is. Fucking terrifying. That's terrifying in every way.
Well, that's one of the things so I love the idea of the Purge
Yeah.
movies. Like, I think it's a great concept. What drove me crazy about the first movie is how nonchalant they were.
Yeah.
How, they're having dinner and Ethan Hawke's like, oh, whoops, I forgot I need to go like set the alarm or whatever and locked it. It's like, are you guys crazy? Don't be going out on Purge night.
Yeah.
Hey, you should be locked up hours before.
Hours.
It's
Have a
ridiculous.
basement, piles of television like to watch all of that. Yeah.
Yes.
What's your next one?
Next one is right here. Leprechaun
Yeah.
4 in space.
Got me pot of gold. Yep.
Now, this barely qualifies as a movie as far as I'm concerned. It seemed like a episode of Farscape, except with a quarter of the budget. It was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible film. And the leprechaun didn't even rhyme in this movie.
He doesn't
What in the world
always
are we
rhyme.
doing?
He doesn't always rhyme. He
Well,
rhymes like important things, but then he can say like, "Hey, what's up?" Like he could do
yeah,
that
but he
too.
never rhymed in
Oh,
this.
that sucks.
It was terrible. It was a terrible film.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My next watch was Faster Pussycat Kill Kill.
Oh, I've
Uh,
seen that. Yeah.
yeah, I've always heard the title and never watched it. I sort of dismissed it as like, well, it's probably cheesy, and it is, but it was a lot of fun. So the basic idea is like three go-go dancing criminals have they love to race and dance in the desert.
They're super hot too.
Super hot. And then they find a dude that wants to race them and they kill him and steal his girlfriend and they wind up at somebody else's house, but that guy's a serial killer. It's crazy. A lot of crazy shit happening in this movie. But it was kind of a fun, crazy 60s romp. So I enjoyed myself with that one. What you got next?
Yeah. So my next one is from 2024, Handling the Undead. It's a Norwegian film. And basically, it was like it was, if I had to really classify it, it was A24. It wasn't A24, but it was like an A24 zombie film.
Love everything that you're saying right now.
Well, I did not. It basically barely classifies as a zombie film. You're sleeping through the whole damn thing. It is a little bit of zombie stuff, but no, it's like a town. I think where like, people start coming back from the dead, but it's almost Pet Cemetery esque. How they're not just like, hey, we're gonna like kill you right away. We're just weird.
Oh,
You
gotcha.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then people are like, this isn't right. This isn't natural. Well, that's my mom. Well, or that's my kid. So it's just like how they handle almost really how it would be in the real world. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, yeah, but also at the glacier pace of the real world as well. So yeah,
Oh, that sounds
not
awesome
the
though.
biggest fan.
I,
Yeah.
I,
Handling the undead.
I'm writing that down. Handling the undead. All right, give me one more.
All right. So from 1950s, my original Ed Wood, Bride of the Monster.
Fuck yeah. Okay, you went intense. You thought that Leprechaun in Space had a shitty budget. Oh my God. And
Yeah.
nobody rhymes in this one either.
Yeah. But I also feel like um, I've seen other Leprechaun movies, not where they had a budget, but they didn't have like just a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
For Ed Wood, I know what I'm getting into
Yeah. Mhm.
with Ed Wood. I know he doesn't have a budget. It's Bela Lugosi. So I'm a sucker for
Me
Bela
too.
Lugosi
Me
and
too.
Ed Wood. Like again, is it a good movie? No.
No.
Is it a bad movie? Yes.
Yeah.
Did I kind of enjoy it? Yeah, I kind of did.
It's cheesy, but it's also fun and it's everything you want a Halloween movie to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like a giant squid that attacks, and it's funny because it's clearly like stock footage of
Yeah.
of a
Absolutely.
squid. Like every time you see the squid, it's stock
And
footage.
it doesn't even
Not
cut
even the same
well.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the water's a different color than anywhere they are. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, sorry, I just made my phone go crazy. Sorry. Um, yeah, I dig Ed Wood. I wish I would have watched. That should be a category I always make sure to do. My next watch, VHS Halloween. They release a different one every year. This one, all centered around Halloween. My buddy Casper Kelly directs one about candy pulling you into the bucket and stuff like that. That's really interesting ones. I don't think it's my favorite of the VHS installments. But I did enjoy it. It was fun. It's fun to see the different stories.
Yeah, that shows up later in my list as well. So we can get into it right here. But I felt like because it was such heavily themed for Halloween,
Yeah.
that a lot of it was similar in the fact that we were following people on Halloween that were unlikable.
Yeah.
That shit happened to them.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's very similar things happened to them.
Yeah.
So because of that, actually my favorite of the bunch was the kid one with the copy where the kids were missing.
Yeah.
And the copy place was taking pictures of them to like,
Yeah.
put out stuff. That was my favorite one, but because that was it was different from the others to me
Well,
as far as that goes.
I like the phone one a lot too, just because that was so not what I expected it to be. Of people of this weird sort of rite of passage of you going to answer a phone and then people floating to the
Yeah,
top of this
weird
room.
stuff.
And yeah, it was
Yep.
pretty fun. Give me your next one.
Uh, Death of a Unicorn with Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd.
A24. Yeah.
Yeah, and it. Have you seen this
I
one?
have not.
So yes, it's A24, but it's not your typical A24. You know what I mean? It's not like
Oh, it's not
slow going.
Genius and Classic? Let's
No,
go.
no, it's not slow going. It's like Paul Rudd's Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
In this.
Yeah.
So and Jenna Ortega's Jenna Ortega.
That's
So,
awesome.
uh, yeah, it was fun. But Will Poulter stole the show. He was hilarious in this. He was
Oh,
very
fuck yeah.
funny, very funny.
I love him.
Yeah.
My next watch is a series I watched on Disney Plus, and that is Marvel Zombies. And so I love this. Look, I think the Marvel Zombie comics are pretty fun. I like Robert Kirkman a lot. Thank him for my career. Really appreciate you. And I like the Marvel Zombies What If episode was fine. I love this fucking show. The show went so fucking hardcore, and especially killing off main characters in brutal fucking ways. And then it never eases up. It just goes more intense. Every episode just gets more. We're more fucked. We're more fucked. We're more fucked. And I loved everything about it. I thought it was great.
So I saw it as well. It's later on my list, and I have the same problem with this that I have with the comics in the sense that while yes, it's fun, it's a fun what if one off, but when
Yeah.
it's a series like this or extended period, it's just so nihilistic. It's just continually nihilistic where the good guys just never get a win.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that in general, not just comics, but like I want my heroes to, like, what am I even doing if
Mm.
my heroes are never getting a win? And I'm not a fan of that. So
See,
because I wasn't into this really, honestly.
I like that. I welcome that, especially in a world where that tends to be the norm. Is that, a lot of people complain about the Disneyfication of superheroes, but I think they've always been sort of that way. But like every now and then when we have those bleak moments, I think about, and I didn't like this movie, but I often think about the ending of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and how uncomfortable that ending where he's realizing maybe this isn't over, like, and how much that sort of sticks with me and how much I love that, and it made me dwell on it because it felt so disparate than everything else does. And I guess I sort of like welcome that because I think of horror often as being nihilistic in of itself, right? It's always worst case scenario, and this was that, and so it felt like they didn't pull any punches, and I sort of respected that. And I get that you don't like that because again, you don't like good things. Go ahead with your next film.
Next watch was a aquatic horror. So I did a Deep Rising.
Ooh,
This is by Christopher Columbus.
Oh, the okay. Is this about like when was this made?
1998.
Okay. Is
It's
this like an alien in the ocean or something like that?
I mean, I don't know if they ever say. I mean, it definitely seems like an alien-ish
Okay,
creature. I
gotcha.
don't remember, but it's definitely not just like a shark or a giant squid or something like that. They are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they do. It's hard to remember, but I feel like it's just something from the depths. You know
Gotcha.
what I mean? Well, it's called Deep Rising, so I'm sure
Yeah.
it's yeah, yeah. This is actually pretty fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Again, like I'm a really big fan of his mummy movies.
Yeah.
Like they are a lot of fun. And this had a lot of the same characteristics of those mummy movies,
That's awesome.
where, uh fun, the back and forth. It was like Romance in the Stone kind of deal with the main
That's
guy and
great.
Famke, Treat Williams was the main guy. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed this one.
Awesome. Give me another one.
All right. I feel like you forgot about this every time, but I did my Benson and Moorhead watch.
Mm.
Spring is what I watched by them.
Ooh, I haven't even heard about this one. Tell me about this one.
This one is a horror love story. And you know how they say like Return of the Living Dead Part 3
Yeah.
is a horror love story. This is a love story horror film. It's love
Okay.
story first. It's definitely like these two people fall in love. Then you slowly find out that something's wrong with the girl that he's fallen in love with. You know what I mean? And it's not like she wants to kill him, but she is, again, we're going to spoil it, but if you read this novel, she's like a creature, like hundreds of years old, as far as that goes. And she's almost like a vampire, but not quite like a
Okay.
vampire or whatever. And so, it's just them falling in love set to the backdrop of her, like, if she doesn't feed, she's gonna die, kind
That
of deal.
sounds awesome,
Yeah,
especially from those guys. That
yeah,
sounds
they're
fucking
great.
phenomenal.
And again, all the other movies, there's time travel elements. Even Loki, time travel elements. All of them are. This isn't necessarily time travel, but it does play with time because you have a woman that looks like she's 30 years old, 25 years old, whatever, and she's been around for centuries. So it
Oh,
still
cool.
has that time element
Yeah.
that Benson and Moorhead deal with. I'm just a fan of them in general. Like
Me
they
too.
haven't made a bad movie. They've made like
Yeah.
really good movies.
Everything I've seen of theirs, I love. I forgot it last year. I forgot it this year. Next year, I'm gonna catch up. Okay. I wish I would have watched one of their movies instead of the next thing I watched. I watched a movie called The Greasy Strangler. I don't know if you've seen this movie.
I've heard of it.
It is god fucking awful. It is, and it's beautifully shot. It has a budget, but it's about a weird man who lives with his son who is special, I guess. And the weird man loves eating greasy food and gets covered in grease while nude and kills people. And he has the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life. And it just keeps showing it always. It is such a fucked up movie. Yeah, I'm haunted from it. You go ahead. What's yours?
I, I know you're a big fan of the cinematic universe. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honeyverse.
Yeah,
I've watched
Winnie the
Peter
Pooh.
Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
That sounds. Tell me
And
about the.
so the first Winnie the Pooh one, it's not great. It's all about the concept or whatever. The second Winnie the Pooh, I actually enjoyed it. I really did. This is more back to the first one where I feel like
Okay.
they just were going with the concept of what if Peter Pan is bad. Now that's not the first time this has happened.
No.
They've done that before. So this isn't a new phenomenon.
Yeah.
But it was just gross. But I tell you, the thing that I like that they did was that Tinkerbell in this was like addicted to pixie dust. She was
Oh,
like
that's
shooting
great.
it up like heroin.
That's
So
great. Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So again, there were some good thoughts, good elements. I'm sure when they're writing out, hey, how can we make Peter Pan bad? Oh, what if Tinkerbell was, addicted? Perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That there's some good elements. That it's a little bit spoilery right here, but he kept talking about how he's going to take the kids to Neverland. And I wanted to see this world's Neverland,
Yeah.
and it was just here,
Oh, that's
on Earth
disappointing.
or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah, I remember like when I was in sixth grade, probably a little bit later, but like fan fiction was like all the rage, and I wrote like a Peter Pan as a vampire and thought I was the most brilliant kid to ever live. You know what I mean? But then you realize how many people have done that. Uh, give me your next one.
from the 60s, my 60s watch, Roger Corman's The Terror.
Oh, Jack Nicholson all the way.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson, Karloff
Karloff,
again.
yeah,
Yeah. So I've heard about this. I thought, so many times. I think this is even in one of those sniper movies that Karloff plays himself or like a
yeah,
version of himself. That's on the thing. But again, it's an early Jack Nicholson
yeah,
film. And it's Roger Corman. He has notoriously low budgets to a degree, but this is pretty good. I
yeah.
enjoyed it. Yeah,
I love it. They
it's not
did
bad at all,
they did
and
like
a nice twist as well.
yeah, they did like a AMC series of it a couple of years back that I never got to see, but I really, my grandparents used to have that VHS, and I watched the shit out of it. I like that one a lot.
Yep.
My next one, a classic that I watched. Chad and I are in this like letterbox movie roulette thing. And so we did the spooky season version of that, and this was a recommendation to me that I'd never seen. Misery. What a fucking
Classic.
great movie. What a
It's
great
excellent.
movie from beginning to end. It like made me realize Rob Reiner is this amazing director because he doesn't have his own visual style. He just gets out of the way of the story and lets it do its thing. You know what I mean? And James Caan has such an edge to him. Kathy Bates is fucking brilliant in this movie. Even the sheriff. I love everything about this film. It's just a great film through and through.
It's
So,
really good. I mean, yeah, the sheriff is in it, and he's really good in it. But the movie obviously is carried by the two performances
yeah,
through the whole movie. I mean, again, he's in a bed the entire movie. You're never bored.
ever.
You're never like, let's get to the next, let's get to the point. What's going to happen? No, it is so well done,
Yeah,
played perfectly by both of them.
agreed. Give me your next one.
The next one, we actually covered this in the podcast, even though this kind of doesn't count. with him, Michael Myers here. We did Halloween 3, Season of
Yeah.
the Witch. We covered it on the podcast.
Yeah, only
Um,
363 more days till Halloween. Halloween. Uh,
exactly.
um,
Yep, we covered that one. So go watch your episode on that if you care as much about that one.
yeah, because it's a classic movie that we love a lot. My next one, I'm a fan of Charles Band movies, the Full Moon pictures and stuff like that. I watched one of his early movies called Tourist Trap, and I've seen this poster all my life. And I would never be able to like the images of a very specific type of mask that the killer is wearing.
Yep.
And in my mind, it's kind of famous. I never would have associated with this film, nor will I ever again because this movie's trash, like hot fucking trash. Like it is dumb. There's breasts in it, and that's the best part of it, but it's a fucking shitty movie. But the whole idea is this guy. I don't even know what the whole idea is.
Does he have
There's
telekinesis? I can't remember. Is there
at the
telekinesis?
beginning he does, and then later he might, but he might not. So like he's built like a oasis vacation spot, and his brother ran off with his wife, but his brother made life-size statues, which is too much. It's just too much. And it's just not good. It's just not good. Your turn.
The next one was a cartoon. Watch Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Anime, straight up. That's
Yep.
awesome.
So I saw that. I think I watched the first one last year. So this is the sequel. And yeah, this is pretty good too. Like
Hmm.
I mean, he's a badass character. He's like a super cool. He's like Blade,
Yeah,
sort of.
sort of.
He's pretty cool.
I think vampire hunters are just super cool characters. Like
Yeah.
Buffy's great, Blade's great.
Yes.
Uh,
Absolutely.
give me another one.
Osgood Perkins, the monkey.
I watched that one as well, so I'll bring up my thoughts later, but tell me
Yeah,
yours.
this one was fun. I mean, like again, I'm really liking Osgood Perkins.
Me too.
Like he's not like my favorite horror director, but I really like what he's doing.
Me
The
too.
stuff that he's doing is not normal.
At all.
And I'm here for it. Like I haven't seen like his latest separation or whatever
Keeper.
together. Keeper,
Keep.
yeah, keeper, yeah, that's it, keeper. I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is definitely like one to watch in horror.
Yeah, and especially so like this was so different than Long Legs. Like
Yep,
tonally, it visually, it looked more like a Wes Anderson comedy horror.
it
Like,
definitely had a very very
yeah.
comedic elements, like
And I
for
think
sure.
Theo James should play Batman. Like, there's something about his gruffness that was so impressive to me. Tatiana Maslany was so lovely in this movie. I love this movie a lot. It was a great movie.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was good stuff.
the next one I watched was called Yellow Dragon's Village, and um, I don't know what it was. It starts off with a bunch of kids like making videos, and they're traveling somewhere, and they have to stay somewhere overnight, and it's a village that turns out to be a cult, and they're going to sacrifice them. And much like One Cut from the Dead, it does a switch like halfway through the movie. But One Cut from the Dead is much better about what it does. And this one like is kind of a suspenseful horror movie, and then it becomes a Power Rangers episode, like in the biggest way possible. And I'm like, and you're left going, what the fuck is happening? There's some really cool ideas under there, but meh, meh, meh. Your
Hmm.
turn.
So I never saw this sequel before. I love the original The Ring. I'm a huge fan of The Ring.
Yeah.
And this one is Rings, so it's the third one.
Yeah, Vincent
Uh,
D'Onofrio.
yeah, this one not the biggest fan of this one. If I was being true to we're gonna do the pop thing at the end, but if I was being true, it's good. It'd be Samara, but that's like the easy thing. Samara should have a pop. It's like ridiculous that Samara does not have a pop. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense, quite frankly. But I'm gonna go more obscure with my pop choice at the end. But Rings, this is okay.
Yeah,
But again, I'm a huge fan of Ringu and The Ring. I
me
like
too.
them. Yep.
I think both the Ring 1 and 2, the English versions, I think are phenomenal. I think the Ringu movies, because what's interesting about the Ring movies is they branch off to multiple different franchises in the original Japanese, and there's also a Korean Ring franchise and stuff like that, but they have some really fucking strong entries in some of those movies. I like Rings. It's fine. It's fine.
It's
Uh
fine.
yeah, what's your next one?
And my anthology was Tales from the Dark Side, the movie.
Yeah.
So I really thought I'd already seen this, but I had not because I probably watched like a ton of the shows as a kid.
Yeah.
I definitely remember watching that. But yeah, this was pretty good. But the reason why I kind of thought that I'd seen it is because I just feel like I remember the wraparound, where the wraparound was like Joey Lawrence, I think, or one
Yeah.
of the Lawrence kids, where he's like captured
Yeah.
by somebody, a witch or something or whatever, and he's telling her stories to like
To
so she
keep her
doesn't cook
away.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So again, I do like a good wraparound in an
Mhm.
anthology, and I think this one worked like pretty well. And
Yeah.
then we get three stories. We're in and out. I like that.
Yeah. I think Tales from the Dark Side is a lot of fun. I think it just gets lost amongst like versus Tales from the Hood or Tales from the Crypt. Like it gets lost in that sort of sauce. My next one, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, like we've already said, one of the greatest films ever made. Go check out our episode of that. Your turn.
My hammer watch for this year was X the Unknown.
Yeah, like the original fucking Hammer movie. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Okay, tell me about
exactly.
it.
Yeah, this was, it was horror, sure, but it was more sci-fi,
Yeah.
to that degree. It was almost kind of like the Blob, X, was just some sort of, I don't even know if it's seen, but some creature like that just looked like a blob just going through terrorizing. I mean, it's pretty good. I'm a sucker for movies from
Yeah.
this time frame. Um, they're good, so I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah. My next one is also from maybe 10 years prior to that, maybe 15. The Picture of Dorian Gray with
Okay.
Angela Lansbury as a young lady and the voice of Prince John from Robin Hood. And I've never seen him in person. So as I'm watching the movie, I'm hearing this guy's voice. I'm like, why is that striking me so weirdly? And then I fucking realize, and he looks like a lion. Like he literally looks like a lion. So this is phenomenal. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's George Sanders, something Hatfield, Dora Reed, and Angela Lansbury, and it's just wonderful. It's so great. It's black and white. The only time we switch to color is whenever we see the portrait. I always was under the impression that Dorian lived to be like was super fucking old, right? He's 35. He's 35. Nothing has ever pissed me off more. Your turn.
So Maggie watched that. I didn't see that, but Maggie did watch that movie this for her
Oh, the
31st
Dorian Gray
watch.
one? That's
Yep,
awesome.
yep. She enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So my next one was Disney original Bride of Boogity.
Oh yeah, the realist. That's awesome.
Gosh, so I watched Mr. Boogedy last year,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna tell you this one, not the bad guy, the bad guy's Boogedy or whatever, but like the townsperson is Eugene Levy that doesn't like the family,
Yeah.
and I gotta say, not just because it's Eugene Levy, like I'm on Eugene Levy's side because this family makes me so mad. The parents specifically
Yeah.
are so annoying.
Yeah.
I hate them so much. If I lived in the town with them, I would hate them as well. You just live through the first boogity, and your kids are telling you things that are happening, and you're cracking jokes and shooting them with water flowers and not taking them seriously.
Like be a fucking grown-up dad. You know what I mean? Like there's a time when we leave this joke
Yes.
bullshit behind.
Yeah, and I get it. That's actually what you do for a living.
But
I get
how
that.
do you make a living enough to afford that house? Like, what have we done to the economy where a man used to be able to sell electric buzzers and afford a fucking house? Like,
In a town where Eugene Levy already sells some of that stuff.
yeah, like a town that has multiple practical joke shops.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Give me, yeah. So,
I
so
hate them.
your favorite movie of all time, is that what it is?
I hate that family. I hate the parents. God, they're the worst. They're the worst.
Give me your next one.
Uh, Amityville, The Evil Escapes. This is the
Part
fourth
4.
entry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I just love how you just do that with part 4. Patty Duke. This is like a TV movie. I'm gonna tell you, this was good.
Yeah, I love
Like
Part
I was
4.
like, what? This is because I think like I've never even heard of like this one. Once you get past that, like they're all gonna be like terrible and shitty after this. I feel like no, I was like, wow, when's it? I was waiting on it to get bad, and it never did. It was
Yeah.
good.
I think the Amityville movies, 1, 2, and 4 are my favorites, but then they get like really lazy after that, like in the titles, because it's like Amityville Dollhouse. Guess what it's about? It's about a dollhouse.
Amityville
Amityville,
in space.
yeah, Amityville. It's about time. That's the name of one of the. That's about time travel. So like, they're fun. I my next one was Megan 2.0.
Hey, that's my next one.
Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
right there.
Yeah, so let's talk about this one then. I love this movie. I had such a fucking blast. I love the first one, and it sort of like tried to play serious. This straight up went Terminator 2 on me, and I fucking loved it.
I liked it. I did like it as well. It's not what I wanted per
Yeah,
se,
yeah,
because I was expecting like Megan. This was not horror at all.
at
I
all.
mean, again, it's a sequel to a horror movie. It counts for our watch as far as that goes. But I just loved how they like in Terminator 2, they don't do this. Like Arnold is Arnold and he's a good guy and you're rooting for him. Like that's just the way it is. But in this, they will reiterate to you like five different times of she's a good guy now. It's okay to root for her. Don't forget about the stuff that happened in the first one. I know she tried to kill people. She's sorry for that, but it wasn't all her fault. It was the
Yeah.
programming. It was like they're very like they want you to like forget about that. She's the hero, and you don't need to like hit us over the head with it as much as they did. I feel like
But then she keeps doing fucked up shit. Like she built like literally, and I don't even understand how, an underground
like a bat
bunker
cave.
under their house. And there's so much they don't explain. They don't explain how she could afford all this shit or anything. It's so oh my God. But I did have a fun time watching it. Like, yeah, I mean the violence was fucking amazing in
Yeah,
this
I
movie.
enjoyed it. Yeah, like I said, it's just I wanted really Megan 2, and
Yeah,
I got Megan 2.0, but it's
yeah,
fine.
it's
Yeah.
fine. What's your next one?
Hell House LLC.
The first one.
Yes, I did not like this one.
I like the first. I've got one of the later ones on my list this year. Um, but
This was
yeah,
it's just kind of boring to me.
yeah,
Not a whole lot happened. It's
mm,
found footage.
yeah.
And we're following these people. They're trying to set up a haunted house.
The
And then
Abaddon
like
Hotel.
Abaddon, yep. And and part of it is like, we have this setup that's taking forever and it's slow, but then we don't see hardly anything
Yeah,
that happens. So I was actually disappointed in this one because I've heard people like really like this. It's a franchise. But yeah, not a
yeah.
fan really.
It's like I think the first one is obviously super low budget. The second one is where it starts to sort of kick off and makes like its cult following. And then I think they're on like the 13th now. Because that's the one I watched, and Jesus Christ, it's just a lot. They have like a creepy clown figure in this movie, and that's it.
It's creepy. Yeah.
It's creepy, but it's not nothing to write home about. My next one is, I think, something to write home about, but if you do, you write weird things. And it's Bring Her Back, directed by the same guys that had talked to me. Uh, God damn, it's a fucked up movie. It's a very fucked up movie about a woman who adopts a blind girl and her brother, and she's lost a blind child of her own, and madness ensues, and there's like some rituals, and I just love the rich lore that these filmmakers put into their films. They build out these worlds that are so in depth and complicated, and it's just a great watch. One of the best movies I saw this year, definitely.
I haven't seen that yet, but I did watch Talk to Me. Talk to Me was very good. Very
Yeah,
well done.
yeah, agreed.
Yep.
Your next one?
The next one was a theater watch, The Black Phone 2.
Ooh, damn.
This
How
was
was
good.
it?
I,
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Um, I feel like I feel like we talked about it on this podcast. The first Black Phone when I
Yeah,
watched it, and I was saying the standout star was the sister.
yeah,
In the first movie, she was so good,
yeah.
and so I this was more of a two hander where like
Oh, great.
she had, you know, I'm not saying she had the bulk of the stuff to do, but maybe she did, but it was definitely the brother and sister movie this time.
That's great.
And this was, it's funny. My review on Letterbox was Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, because
Oh,
that's
fuck
kind
yeah.
of what it was like.
That's awesome though. But I
Yep.
love like what I think is great about Black Phone 1 and what I'm hoping they do. I haven't seen the sequel yet, but I always get sort of, and this is a problem I have with the Hell House LLC franchise. They sort of like retro canonize a bunch of things. They retrofit ideas. Like, oh, but Michael Myers wasn't just the killer, he was actually a cult member, but they don't explain that. There's no hints to that ever in the first couple movies. But it
Right.
feels like the first Black Phone is so loaded with like psychic abilities and all this other stuff that's rich that never gets explored, that could branch off into 1,000 different sequels just off of that alone. You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
And
Yep.
it feels like it's always there from the beginning. So I'm super excited about that. And I kept thinking like, how does Ethan Hawke come back? But the whole fucking thing's about dead people. So I'm an
Well,
idiot.
I thought the same. Even in the trailer, when he's back, I'm like, of course he's back.
Yeah, of
Like,
course, this guy
like
sees the
it's
dead. Like,
perfect.
yeah,
It is so
absolutely.
perfect. It's such a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. My next watch is a documentary, My Father, the BTK Killer. It was released on Netflix. It follows one of the BTK's daughters, and just talking to her and how it's affected her life while sort of giving a recap of some of the killings. It doesn't really go into too much depth. It feels like it's a brochure about it, really. But an interesting watch to get that perspective to these people that we demonize as these giant monsters in our society still had families, and how does that affect them? Like, it's an interesting thing.
Yep.
um your turn, next one.
My 70s, specifically 70s watch was The Devils with Oliver Reed.
Oh yeah, Ken Russell all the way.
So I'm going to tell you, almost like Tom Atkins, Oliver Reed is a man in this movie. Like he's like a priest and all like the nuns want to sleep with him. And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah,
Like he's oozing whatever it is, aura, whatever he is in this movie.
literally, and then it just becomes a fuck fest in that
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, he even has a ridiculous mustache and it's still like, it's fine.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely, absolutely. It's a fucked up movie, but it is a fun movie. I like that one.
yeah.
Give me another one.
The next thing after that I watched was Marvel Zombies. So we
Oh,
talked about that one.
yep. My next one is also a television series. I watched Monster: The Ed Gein Story. And I have thoughts. Listen, okay, here's the deal. Charlie Hunnam does a great job. He invents a voice that sounds nothing like fucking Ed Gein. He sounds like Kermit the Frog instead. Like, literally, he's going, "Mother, I think mother," the entire fucking time. And that's not what Ed Gein sounded like. And that is a synecdoche for all of the problems with the show. They just invent shit that has nothing to do with Ed Gein for this fucking show. One of the
Oh,
most
that's too bad.
Yeah, like they invent kills that nothing to do with Ed Gein. They skip kills that Ed Gein probably definitely did. They invent girlfriends for him. It's just bullshit. That being said, really good watch. Especially if you are a fan of horror, if you're a fan of like the impact that Ed Gein has, and it almost feels at times like that's the point it's making, is that he's become mythologized. And so they're showing you while they're doing the story, they're also showing you the making of Psycho. They're showing you the making of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're showing you the making of Silence of the Lambs. They're doing that wrong as well, though, when they're making up bullshit about that. Like where Osgood Perkins came out and said that Ryan Murphy has the same relationship with the truth that Donald Trump does. So it makes me love Osgood Perkins even more, because he's sticking up for his dad and shit. But uh, I think Hunnam does a great performance. I think there is a poetry to what the show is trying to do. It's just too bad it doesn't rhyme. And it makes me wonder, when we are telling stories, quote unquote, about real life tragedies and dark figures, do we have a responsibility to adhere to the truth and to be as close as possible? Or can we take fictitious license like with stuff like this? Because they do a lot. And so to a degree, it makes it uncomfortable for me. But yeah, but that's my
And it's not a documentary, you
no,
know.
it's not.
But again, I get exactly what you're saying. I mean, there's also, there's always artistic license and things like
Yeah.
that. But when it's like real life horrific events, yeah, I get it. If
Yeah,
if you're talking about the making of like Apple or something like that,
yeah,
and he
you
had a
can
girlfriend in
slice that.
college and he didn't, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. But
But I
I do
think,
think you have a responsibility when it's something like this.
yeah, because my concern too is like, this is the version of the story that people will repeat. And do we, if we take out the fact that Ed Gein was molested as a child and that he molested children himself, are we are we dampening the impact of what that does since we're no longer going to be telling that story and sort of giving a full version of what this boogeyman actually was? You know what I mean? And stuff like that. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, give me your next one.
From 2023, the French film Infested.
Ooh, I haven't seen this one. Tell me about this one.
This one is about a spider infestation in like a slum apartment complex, basically.
Ooh.
And the spiders reproduce very quickly and get bigger every time they reproduce. And it's almost like that I don't know if it's the government or the police, they know they quarantine basically the apartment complex because they don't want these super aggressive spiders getting out. So, people are stuck in there, with the spiders. They can't even, get out. So, yeah, this was pretty good. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. I feel like this was recommended to me in the roulette game that
Oh,
we
gotcha. Cool.
play. Yeah, but yeah, it was good.
Give me another one.
We talked about this one offline. I got to get a Hitchcock in there, and while it's technically not horror, it's still like thriller mystery. It was young and innocent.
Yeah, I love this one. Oh,
It's really good. I mean,
it's really
Hitchcock
good.
makes it, but it's good. I mean, it's a mystery trying to figure out, guys blamed for this murder, and he's on the run, and they're trying to, basically solve his crime so
Yeah.
that they can clear his name, and it works. It
It
works.
works. And that's the thing too about Hitchcock is A, you realize how fucking good he was at what he did, but also like how modern his sensibilities are. Like I think you can watch almost any Hitchcock movie and it plays just like a thriller of today. You know what I mean? Like he just has the
Absolutely.
sensibility of how to keep a story moving. He's just the best in my opinion. The next one I watched was I want to say 60s. It may have been late 50s. It's called Daughter of Dr. Jekyll. And it's bad. It's stupid. It's stupid as fuck. It's just Dr. Jekyll had a daughter, but also he was a werewolf. And so was his scientist friend. And his scientist friend, who's also a werewolf, is trying to frame the daughter. It's really bad. It's really bad. Yeah. So your turn.
Uh, this one was from this year. This was actually a fun watch. I don't know if it's called Fuck Mary Kill or F Mary Kill. The thing says
Oh yeah.
F Mary Kill, but it's like kind of blurred out the F. And this was fun. Do you know anything about this one, Keith?
I
Have you heard of
don't,
it?
not at all.
So basically, there's a serial killer, and the police believe that he is finding his victims on like social media dating apps, like Tinder or something like that. They don't call it Tinder, obviously, because that'd look bad. So this girl, she's in the getting out in the dating pool after being like an 8-year relationship, and basically she's dating these three guys, and so basically it's like, well, one of those chances are is this serial killer. So you have to figure it out. So you're going to fuck one you're going to marry, and then one you're going to kill. That's the serial killer. So it's like three different personality of guys that she's dating that she's met on like Tinder and things like that. So it's just a nice play on that F Mary Kill game.
That's intense.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was fun.
Yeah, I need to check that
Yeah,
out.
Lucy Hale's the girl. She's in
Oh,
some of that stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Those types of movies. But yeah, it was fun.
Give me another one.
My 80s watch was I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but Munchies. Have you ever heard of
Oh, yeah, it's like
Munchies?
a Critters like sort of rip-off thing, right?
Critters, Gremlins, ET, even.
Okay.
It's terrible. Just like again, they try to make it funny. It's not funny. They try to make it scary. It's not scary. It is just a terrible, terrible, terrible film. The best part about it is Robert Picardo's in it,
Oh, that's
and
great.
he plays like he's got a wife and kid, and he's like a side character, but basically he gets maimed like 3 or 4 times in this film, and he's just like, no, I'll be fine. And they're like, we need to take you to the, and he's like, no, I'll be okay. And then he's walking it off, and then he gets attacked again. It's like that's the running joke with him, but like it just doesn't make any sense ultimately, as
Oh,
far as
gotcha.
that goes. It's not. Do not recommend
Okay,
Munchies.
great. So Chad's favorite movie is Munchies. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me one more.
From 1978, It Lives Again.
Damn. Okay, following back to the same director as Q, the Winged Serpent, Larry
Exactly, Larry
Cohen.
Cohen.
It lives again. This is the second one or the third one?
This is the second one,
Yeah, it is.
and
The third one's an island or something like that.
and the third one's in the 80s, and we will be covering it
I'm
at
gonna
some point.
throw up. Ugh.
So that's why I had to get part two in from the 70s so that I know what's going on in part three.
Yeah.
And this is really good in the sense that it expands the lore of the first movie. The first movie is someone has this baby that's like a mutant baby, basically. And
And
there's a rumor of other mutant babies.
yeah, and let's tell people why she had the mutant baby. Birth control was the reason she has the mutant baby. That's Larry Cohen's hill he's gonna die on. Go ahead.
So this is, there's more of these mutant babies happening, and the government knows about it before it happens, and they're killing the babies.
Yeah.
And so, it's a family that they try to, save their baby. And, Larry Cohen, whatever. I enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
good, actually.
Yeah,
It was
I
pretty
think the
good.
second one's my favorite of the three.
It's
Not
pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun. My next one it's very similar to It's Alive. It's called Other. It stars Olga Kurylenko, who I'm totally in
Love
love
her.
with. Yeah. And it's on Shudder as a Shudder exclusive, but it's produced by Disney Plus. I don't understand how that works. It's an interesting movie because she plays a girl who has to go back home because her mother has died. In the movie, though there are tons of characters, you only ever see two people's faces. Olga Kurylenko and somebody else. Every other shot has everybody else's face obfuscated. And you come to realize that the mother was hiding something. It's an interesting movie, mostly because Olga doesn't wear pants during the vast majority of it. It's
That's why
okay.
you liked it.
That's why I loved it. I watched it in 30-second increments. Anyway, but it's okay. It's okay. Your turn.
This was from 2020. I don't know if you call it found footage, if it's basically like a YouTube show the entire time. I guess it is, but it's Spree with Steve
Oh,
Harrington
yeah,
from
from
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things. Yeah.
It's basically his like TikToks or his videos. He's live streaming, and he's an Uber driver that wants to get more views, so he actually starts killing his passengers
Oh,
to
okay.
try to go viral as far as that goes.
Okay.
And the movie's not great,
Hmm.
but he does carry it. Like if it's worth watching, it's for his performance and he carries it pretty well. It's just like I feel like the script could have been tightened up a little bit. You could have fixed a few things. Once you start, granted, there are things that people live stream about that people think are fake or whatever. But once you start killing people on live stream, your window of opportunity dramatically closes, I feel like.
Yeah.
So they needed to tighten that up a little bit.
I'm trying to think of. I didn't know. No, I guess I'm crazy. I was thinking that was actually a remake, but I'm just thinking Jane Mansfield is in a 1967 movie called Spree, but I think it's a documentary.
Uh,
But I've heard of that one, and I think I saw your review in the chat thing. I like him as an actor a lot, and the
I do
concept
too.
sounds interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah, okay. My next one is a television series, kind of. It is Mickey and Minnie's Holiday Songs Halloween, and it's just I started watching it. And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm tired of horror movies. Let me put this on." And it's only like 12 minutes, but it was like, but
Counts.
yeah, counts. And it's just them singing stupid songs. It wasn't that great, but whatever. It's fine. It's mine.
My next one was I had to get my Vincent Price fix in,
Yeah.
and House of Wax
Oh,
is this one.
great one. Great one.
So
Oh,
I really like the remake, if you want to call it a remake. They're
Paris
very
Hilton.
different films. But I really actually like
Yeah.
that one. It's actually pretty good, surprisingly good.
Yeah.
This one is a different from the remake, and I like this one too. And I don't want to give away the reveal, but that reveal was amazing
Yeah.
in this. Vincent Price, he is so good at being just like smarmy.
Yeah.
Like he is smarmy personified. I
He,
love him so much.
me too.
He's an asshole, but he's just like a lovable asshole. I just love him.
I wonder if because the idea of like a raging queen has always existed, and I wonder if Vincent Price invented it, or is he copying something before? Because I think of like he is the perfect raging queen. You know what I mean? Like to
Yes.
me, he's just so flawless and everything. Even in Thriller, like he's just night creatures come. Like it's so just the funk of 40,000 years. Like oh god, I love him so much. My next one is my Disney original watch, and it's Girl versus Monster, which the name is very misleading because girl does not verse monster; she versus ghosts. Um, but it's about a girl who is the best at everything. She's a gymnast, she's a rock star. She's 14. She's just incredible at everything she does. Her parents are secretly ghost hunters who masquerade as mycologists, I think, study funguses. And then on Halloween, ghosts get out and she has to face the ghosts. That's what it is. It's not that great. I've seen better. Under Wraps is much better. Your turn.
I think probably Under Wraps will be my watch next year.
It's a good one.
I-
And there's a remake of Under Wraps as well that's even better.
okay. My next watch was my short, but it was also my Scooby Doo watch. Have you ever seen the Scooby Doo Project?
Yeah, by Casper Kelly.
It is so good.
Yeah.
It is so well done.
Yeah.
I
I'll tell him
like
you said that.
it's really awesome. Like, yes, it's a combination of the cartoon and live action,
Mhm.
but and again, the animation is very minimal with Scooby Doo, but it's really good. And again, I know they play this in some of the other movies, even the live action where they argue with each other. But this one seems so real because
Yeah.
it was very much like the Blair Witch Project,
Yeah.
that they're going crazy out in the woods.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of this short.
Yeah.
Like it was probably the find of the Halloween season to me because I didn't
That's
even know this
awesome.
existed, and I was like, this is great.
That's awesome. Casper, if you're unfamiliar, he directed the Trick or Treat short from VHS. He also did the Yule Log movies, Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. But he did that one and also Night of the Living Scoob, which is another short they did for Halloween season. It's really great. My next watch is The Guest, which is about Dan Stevens. Yeah, he's
Micah Monroe, I love her.
yeah, absolutely. She's great in this one too. She's great in this one. It's a fun little watch. I think it gets a little Born Identity towards the end, but I still had a blast in it. It was a good one. Give me your next one.
My next one was from 2025, Drop, which is more of a
Yeah,
thriller, but it was pretty good. Yeah,
yeah,
I enjoyed this one.
me too.
Uh, I really felt like it's funny though. So the lead is going on a blind date with
Yeah,
this guy, and he is like the perfect man in the sense that all this crazy stuff is happening and he's just there for her,
yeah.
like in this blind date. And I just feel like if this was real, I mean, she's hot, don't get me wrong. If this was real, meet her at first, I'm like, this is awesome. Then I'm like, this might just be a one night stand.
Yeah,
And then I'd be like, no, I'm never going to see this. She's a crazy person.
she's a
This is a
crazy
crazy
person.
person.
She's
And
crazy.
granted, she's not a crazy person because of things that are happening
Yeah.
in the film, but he doesn't know that stuff is happening and he's still there for her.
I
So
would love a cut of this movie where you cut out all of her perspective stuff and it's just from his perspective, where he like goes to get a plate and then she's crying and she's
Yeah.
like, "This table's wrong," and
Yeah.
he's like, "I what?" Like just that. For
yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna leave. This isn't working out. She just grabs him, starts kissing him after. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a crazy person, clearly.
Yeah. And so from now on, I'm just going to every time a date goes weird for me, I'm going to be like, "Oh, well, someone was threatening on killing her kid while she was at
Exactly.
home." Like that's what it was.
Just
Uh,
preload your phone with like these
yeah.
scary messages or whatever, and be like, "Look, I promise."
My next watch was a Buster Keaton movie called The Haunted House, and it's about
Oh.
Buster Keaton works at a bank, and a manager of the bank is also trying to rob the bank and has a house that's rigged up to be a haunted house that they'll run into, and if the police come in, the police will get scared and run away. And it's got like all of these jokes about like the stairs coming to like a slide if you hit one of the stairs the wrong way, people dressed as skeletons and all this stuff. Look, Buster Keaton is fucking phenomenal. This isn't the best of his movies, but it's pretty good. It's a fun little watch. It's got some good gags in it, so I
I'm a
enjoy it.
Buster Keaton guy over Charlie Chaplin. I like Buster Keaton more.
Buster Keaton is more impressive. I think I like Chaplin better as a writer. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for me because to me they occupy different spaces. You know what I mean? Because Keaton is very physical, where Chaplin is sentimental. You know.
Yep.
But I don't know. What's your next one?
This is a rewatch, but I'm getting ready for next year. So I watched the original Scary Movie,
Oh yeah.
and this definitely doesn't age well. I
No.
will say that. But I'm being serious when I say this. I'm really curious to see how they're going to do the new one.
Yeah.
I heard they're going to tackle like elevated horror and
Yeah.
things like that. Melissa Barrera is, already signed on. They're
Yeah.
definitely, like going to scream it up. Like I'm looking forward
Me
to
too.
that. And there's some good gags in this.
Yeah.
There's some good gags in the original. Yeah,
Yeah.
some funny stuff.
I've just because they're shooting in Atlanta, I've read some of the sides from the new one. And they're pretty funny. Like what I've read is very airplane-esque, you know what I mean? So that's pretty fun.
Cool.
Yep. My next watch is called Tale of Tales, and it's Salma Hayek, Vincent Cassell, Toby Jones, and John C. Riley. And it's like fairy tale stories, like three intertwining fairy tale stories, but told in the original like dark tone. And I would say it's more fairy tale fantasy, but some of it's really, really grim and dark. For example, one of the stories is Toby Jones um finds a small flea on him that's eating his blood. So he saves the flea and starts giving it blood regularly, and the flea just keeps growing until it's the size of a bed. And that's just the beginning of one of the stories. So they're all just kind of fucked up, weird. It's a really good watch. I don't think it's very Halloweenish, but it is very disturbing and uncomfortable at times. So
Sure.
it's okay. Yours. What you got?
My official 90s watch was Guillermo del Toro's Kronos.
I've never seen that.
Don't watch it.
Really?
I mean, you'd probably be like, oh, it's the greatest cinematic experience of my entire life. But boy, it was. It's funny it's called Kronos because I feel like I lost years of my life watching this. It was so slow. Oh my
Can't
gosh.
believe you're gonna hurt Guillermo like that.
And I
That's
love
so.
Guillermo del Toro. I am a fan of Guillermo del Toro. I am. But whoo, this was a tough watch. It was. No,
Uh,
no thanks for Kronos.
my next one. I think you've seen this one, Influencer.
Yes, yep, I saw
Yeah,
that.
and the sequel comes out, I think, later this year.
Yeah, I know. I just saw that the sequel's coming out.
Yeah. So it's about a social media influencer goes to Thailand. She meets another girl that has a very specific birthmark on her face, and it turns out this lady's a killer. And then halfway through the movie sort of switches our focal point, and I think that's great. And it keeps kind of doing that over and over again, like with these sort of twists. I don't think it's the best movie. I think just like you said about Spree, script could have been tightened up a lot. It could have had a little bit better direction. The visuals of it are beautiful because it's shot in this gorgeous area. And the concept is great. I just think it could have been tightened a little bit more. I'm really excited to see what the sequel does. Because of the main character got left in a very precarious situation in the last one. So I wonder what will happen. But hopefully, with a little bit more money and eyes on it, maybe we'll get something a little bit
I
tighter.
also like how, and I can't remember because it was like last year I watched it. I can't remember if it was the boyfriend or something. I kind of like how they figured out by looking at like the
Yeah,
pictures and stuff. I thought that was cool how
yeah,
they
me too.
figured out what was going on.
Me too.
My next watch was another Osgood Perkins was Gretel and Hansel.
Oh, really? He did that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like his style is so different.
So different. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I liked Gretel and Hansel a lot.
yeah, that's him.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. How did you feel about it?
I mean, I liked it just fine. Like again, I like the monkey better and
Yeah.
long legs better.
Yeah.
But this was dark, the board queen, as the
Yeah.
witch or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a nice take
Yeah.
on like basically the witch trying to groom
Yeah.
Gretel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I dug
agree.
it.
My next watch is in the year 2889, and it's stupid. Hated everything about it. It's like a 70s or 60s sci-fi movie where we have a radioactive war that wipes out all of humanity, but this family's in like a house with aluminum siding, so they're fine. And then they go out like the next day and there's like a mutant there. And that's the end of the movie. It's so fucking stupid. I hated this movie. Your turn. Dumbass movie.
My 2000s watch was John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars.
The Ice Cube. Damn.
I don't know what Ice Cube is doing in this movie, but it's not very good acting. Like he's good in other things, don't get me wrong. But in this, I feel like the direction is like, again, it's John Carpenter. I love John Carpenter. But maybe Ice Cube cannot play sincere, maybe. Like I don't really know.
Yeah.
But that's the least of this movie's problems. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not great. Statham with hair is pretty crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that. That's insane. Oh my God.
The funniest part is he's hitting on like Natasha Henstridge from
Mhm,
Species. Like,
mhm.
he's hitting on her, Statham is, and she's clearly wants no part of it. And then they're about to die, and he like takes her to a back room. And she's like, "What are you doing back here?" And he's like, "I just figured since we're about to die, we might as well have sex." And she's like, "Okay." It's like, what?
New pickup line.
Yeah, exactly.
Where do you want to sleep? That's a dumb question. I figure since we're gonna die, might as well.
You're learning a lot of good stuff from watching these movies,
Absolutely.
Keith.
This
I'm
is
telling you.
horror is changing my life. Uh my next watch is a rewatch. Lake Placid. What a
Fun.
fun fucking movie that is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the beginning holds up as much as I remember it holding up. But the minute Oliver Platt shows up, everything else in the movie is just golden. He's so good in this movie, and Betty White is just so good in this movie. It's just a fucking fun movie. So yeah, love it.
My next one was a rewatch as well. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah,
So, but the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer is my favorite show of all time, and it's my actually my wife and my daughter's favorite show as well. We love it.
yeah.
But Maggie has never seen the original movie,
Hmm.
so I'll watch that with her. And again, you're comparing it to like my favorite show of all time. It
Yeah,
doesn't hold up
at all.
to that at all. It's not even close. But I do feel like that they found Buffy to a large degree in this movie already.
Yeah,
Like they know like the other stuff, maybe not so much. The humor's a little, the tone it's off. It doesn't really work as well in this.
yeah,
But they found Buffy like
yeah,
already the voice of Buffy to a large degree
yeah.
in this, and you can just see like where it's going to go. So yeah, it was
But I,
cool.
but I do agree that I think the show is really the better adaptation. And I think Christy Swanson or whatever her name is does fine,
Yeah.
but Sarah Michelle Gellar is that part.
Oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
absolutely.
yeah. My next watch we've already discussed, The Monkey. Phenomenal.
Okay. Yep. So then I always try to do one remake every year. And this was back in the early 2000s where I was like, fuck remakes. Remakes are terrible. I'm never going to watch remakes. So I didn't watch this when it originally came out, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre from
Okay.
2003.
Oh, I love this remake.
So I like it a lot.
Yeah.
The original is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. So it's not going to match that. And I do like that they don't do the dinner scene. They don't try to do the dinner scene because the dinner scene to me in Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the greatest dinner scene in the history
Yeah.
of cinema.
Hmm.
It's incredible. But this does a lot of stuff right.
Yeah.
But really, golly, what's his name? Yeah, Arlie.
Arlie Ernie or whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
again, he's in a bunch of Full Metal Jacket. What he is,
Frighteners.
he definitely like he raises this movie to me.
Yeah.
He is so good
Yeah.
in this movie. Like he is excellent. The gore's good. Again, it's a remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not going to be as good as the original, but it was good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely. I think like the trailer for that movie for the remake has stuck in my head for years just because of the noise. And then in addition to that, Jessica Biel's ass. I'm sorry to be that
Yeah, they
guy.
copy the shot from the
Yeah.
original.
And
Yeah.
and it's just amazing what they do with it. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Give me another one.
I had to get a Giallo watch in. Blood and Black Lace, Mario Bava.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Tell me about this one.
Well, so this one, it's okay. But basically, the killer in this looks awesome. Looks like the Question from
That's
DC
awesome.
Comics. Yes, I mean legit. That's the mask, with the hat
That's
and everything.
awesome.
So I thought that was pretty dope. But the
Yeah.
killer looks excellent. It's your typical Giallo film. It's like a mystery trying to figure out, who it is. And at the end of the day, it kind of doesn't make sense
Mhm.
with who it
So
is. But
so it's a classic Jello film. There
yeah,
we go.
exactly.
Give me another one.
We mentioned Micah Monroe earlier. I'm a big fan of hers. This came out this month, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, the remake.
Which is so insane. I remember how popular the original was when I was a kid. Rebecca De Mornay.
Mornay. Yep.
Yep. How is this one?
This one's good. I mean, it's trashy as far as that
Okay,
goes.
good.
but they do something different in this. It is not just a straight remake. They change some of like the backstory. It
Okay.
really worked for me. Like, I was like, whoa, because again, when it's a remake, you're expecting it to go
Yeah.
one way, and when it swerves, and if the swerve works,
Yeah.
good on you. So yeah, it was
Okay.
pretty good.
I need to check it out then. How many more you got on your list?
Let me take a look here. Nine.
Okay. Give me three more.
Three more from 2009, The Collector.
Ooh, I love that cover. I think I saw that when it came out, but I haven't seen it since. I don't
It's
remember it.
kind of like Home Alone, but horror.
That was not what I was expecting. It was
Yeah.
kind of like
Be-
Home Alone. It was
yeah.
not.
I mean, because basically, like, there's a thief that breaks into a house, and then there's traps all in the house. But the traps are like if you try to get out through the window, there's razor blades. So, like, it cuts your hand up. And there's
Okay.
bear traps, like, good, there might be bear traps in Home Alone, but not comical
Yeah.
cartoon level bear traps. I mean, like, there's razor wire, all in this house. It is really Home Alone horror. And while I did like this movie, if if the killer were to take off the mask and it be Macaulay Culkin, and they don't even say like his name, you don't have to say his name. He's just played
Yeah.
by Macaulay Culkin. It would be a 5-star film.
Yeah. Instantly. Instantly.
So,
Instantly. I need
but yeah,
more stunt casting in horror movies.
yeah.
Um, okay, give me the next one.
The next one from 2025, Hell of a Summer, Finn
Oh,
Wolfhard's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
directorial. It's basically like, set at a camp, sleepaway camp, Friday the 13th style, as far as that goes. And it was a mystery of like who's the killer, but it's pretty funny. I mean, it was definitely a horror comedy. Some of the jokes didn't land, but I did like the characters, so it worked
Oh,
for me in that regard.
awesome. Give me your next one.
My 2010s watch was Malevolent, Florence Pugh.
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think I've seen this one. Is this the one about, is it like an exorcism thing or?
Not necessarily exorcism, but they're kind of like Insidious, where they go
Oh,
into
okay.
houses and kind of like help them do stuff, but they're kind of shysters. They
Okay.
really they're just doing it like for the money or whatever.
Okay.
But Florence Pugh's one of them, but she kind of actually does have a gift. And
Ooh.
it turns out this house is actually, haunted, as far as that goes. So it was fine. I mean, like, again, Florence Pugh's going to elevate it because I
Yeah.
think she's incredible in everything that she's
Everything.
in.
Yeah.
So it gets bumped up just because she's in it doing her thing.
Yeah, I think I was thinking of something else, but I definitely want to check that out then because I love her. Just she's
I love
phenomenal.
her too.
My next one is another A24 movie. So again, classic right off the bat. It is Life After Beth. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
Audrey Plaza, is that right?
Yeah, and I loved this movie because it's straight up like I don't know if you ever saw My Boyfriend's Back,
Yeah.
from back in the day. It's that, but a little more serious and a little more A24. So like she dies, she's dating Dane DeHaan, but then she comes back like a couple days later. Doesn't remember the fact she was dead, but she's not the only one that comes back. Again, John C. Riley's in it. Cheryl Hines is in it. Molly Shannon. Just a fun little Anna Kendrick shows up. It's a cool little comedy thing. I liked it a lot. And Aubrey Plaza is fucking great in it. She's phenomenal. Your turn.
The next one was The Exorcist 2,
The
The
Heretic.
Heretic.
Yeah.
I've never seen this, and
Really?
I am actually pretty shocked. Again, people said this is a bad sequel. I'm shocked that this is the direction they went in with this.
So different. With James Earl Jones, first of
It,
all,
yeah,
like
it's just not good, and I just can't believe that The Exorcist, one of the most popular horror movies of all time, like unbelievable. It scared a whole generation of people. And this is the part two. What? I was literally flabbergasted. This is what they came up with.
it's a crazy ride. It's such a crazy ride. Um, I love part three though. Part three is my favorite. My next one is the Limehouse Golem. It is a Bill Nye movie that's sort of like a serial killer seven sort of style, almost Jack the Ripper, but not quite time period movie. Really great watch. I like it a lot. It's on Shutter. Check it out.
My 2020s watch stars my favorite Scream Queen, Samara Weaving. I love
Mm,
her so much. And it's Borderline. Have you heard of Borderline,
I
Keith?
have not.
It's called Borderline because basically she's a pop star and she has like a stalker that is borderline, crazy, I guess. But I just don't understand the title because I don't think he's borderline. I mean, I just feel like he is
Crazy.
like like ridiculously so. You know, and while tonally maybe it doesn't quite work, uh the serial killer, not serial killer, the stalker is I can't remember his first name, but Jack Nicholson's son.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And so he's the one, and like he's really good in it.
Oh, that's
She's
awesome.
really good in it. It's just goofy, like
Mm,
maybe too goofy for
okay.
the subject matter that it's trying to do. So I don't think like tonally it worked all together. But
Okay.
again, she's great. I love Samara Weaving. She can do no wrong.
Yeah, I love her too. My next one is The House That Jack Built. It's a Lars von Trier movie starring Matt Dillon and Bruno Ganz. I like Lars von Trier is a complicated person and he's very controversial and says stupid shit. I'm a big fan of his movies. This might be my favorite of his movies because it
Wow.
feels like the Goodfellas of serial killer movies, like because it just feels so epic. And he's doing like a lot of Divine Comedy inspired stuff, a lot of Bob Dylan inspired stuff, and I think it's my favorite Matt Dillon performance I've ever seen. And I'm not a big Matt Dillon fan. Loved him in this movie. And then it's also got Uma Thurman. It's
Nice.
got Riley Keough. It's got the lady from Men in Black that's married to Vincent D'Onofrio. He's wearing an Edgar suit. That lady, she's in it too. It's just a great movie. Like this is a five-star movie to me. So
Nice.
yeah. Yours, what you got?
Uh, from 2017. I've never heard of this movie. It was like recommended to me. Downrange. Um, it's basically a low budget where there's these college kids are, I don't know if they're on a road trip or something, but their tire gets blown out and they're on the side of the road, but then a sniper starts shooting at them.
Oh shit.
And so they have to hide behind the car. And it's like basically the entire movie is them trying to figure out how they're going to get away from this sniper that is on this back road, basically dirt road or whatever, and they're stuck, you know. And it's really tense and really well done. If the acting was better, because again, it's a lot of donations, I feel like it'd be a really, really good film.
Mm,
But like the direction's really good, the story's really good, the idea and even the gore is really, really good.
that's
It's
awesome.
just I do feel like the acting is not up to par with the rest of the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting. Downrange.
That sounds awesome. That is a great premise.
Yep.
Um, my next one is Vicious. And
Okay.
this is a I want to say it's Paramount Plus. Dakota Fanning. And it is Dakota Fanning is a lady who's in recovery when all of a sudden she gets a knock on her door, and the mother from Andor, the guy who works for the Empire, who's always chasing Aunt Cassian,
Yes.
his mom
Yeah,
has
I
a
slept through most of those scenes, so I don't really remember her that well.
yeah.
But
She's phenomenal though. But she gives Dakota Fanning a box, and the box demands of you something you hate, something you need, something you love. And it becomes almost like a curse movie or like Smile. It's very much in that sort of creepy pasta sort of vibe. It's a pretty good movie. Like I don't think it's the best. I think there's some things I might have changed, but Dakota Fanning does a great performance as always. It's got some really creepy imagery and some good scares, and yeah, I highly recommend it.
nice. My next one we already talked about it was VHS Halloween.
Yeah, yeah. So then my next one, you've already talked about the first part of it. Hell House LLC Lineage. Okay. Okay. I've watched all these, and there's like 9,000 of them. And I think in the middle it gets really good, and I was really into it. And then at a certain point, you just add too many fucking storylines and it becomes so soap opera ish. And now oh, but there were twins all along and they're psychics. And it's like, suck my dick. I just get so that's how I felt at the end of this movie was suck my dick. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to create the Hell House cinematic universe, and that's fine. I'm so happy they keep getting bigger budgets for each one, and it's good that this filmmaker's working. This is like just probably my least favorite of any of them that I've seen. That's me.
Gotcha. So I have two left, and I watched both of these on Halloween. So this one, again, I started out with Terrifier with a bang. I wanted to kind of go out with a bang too. So I watched the French extremity film High Tension.
Love fucking High Tension.
I do. I like it a lot too. It's really good. Doesn't make a lick of sense.
No, none at all. None at all.
But I am a fan of High Tension. Yeah,
Me too.
it's like, but I feel like though it's not as it's a French extremity, but it's not as extreme to me as Martyrs or Inside.
No, not at all.
But yeah, I mean, it works. The gore
But I-
works.
But I also think it was like one of the ones that like broke through first. Like I think Martyrs probably came out before it did. But High Tension, like I remember it being released in American theaters. Like I was in high school.
I remember that too.
Yeah, and like in small town fucking Georgia, they were showing High Tension. And that's how like culturally relevant it was. It was the It movie for a while. Taught or whatever it's called in French. But I
Yep.
loved it. Yeah, it's a great movie. My last one, and this was the one that I texted you, and I'm like, I'm done. I can't watch anything else. Ari Aster, The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. I don't know if you've ever seen this film.
I never even heard of that. I didn't even know he had a film called this.
This is one of the films he did for AFI, and I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna ruin the first 5 minutes of the movie for you. And it's not a typical horror movie, but it is a creepy ass scary movie. So it starts off with a young African American boy in his bedroom, and he's masturbating. He's holding up a picture because that's how we used to do it back in the day, back before the fancy internet. And his dad accidentally barges in and then closes the door real quick. And the boy's like, Dad, oh my God. And the dad's like, Son, can I come in? Can we talk? Yeah, sure, son. Dad comes in. They have a lovely, well written, sentimental moment where the dad's like, Look, what you were doing is natural. It happens. That's fine. You know, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable about it. Know that it's not taboo. This is just men. This is what happens when we grow up. We have urges. Everybody's sexual in some capacity. Are we good? The son's like, yeah, we're good. The dad walks out. The boy lifts up the picture. It's a picture of his dad.
Oh
And
my
that-
gosh.
And that's the beginning of the movie.
Oh my God.
And it just gets creepier and more
Ugh.
fucked up the more it progresses. And like you can see Ari Aster has like a really great eye. You can also see the rough edges in him because this is early in his filmmaking career. But it is a very fucking uncomfortable movie to watch. And it fucked me up. And I'm like, we're done with Halloween. Let's go watch something else. So that was my last one. What you got?
I don't like Ari Aster in general. Like, I don't like his films.
What the fuck is the matter with you, Chad?
Beau is Afraid is a terrible, terrible film.
It's fine.
It's not fine. It's terrible.
Hereditary is brilliant.
Hereditary is okay. Like, I'm fine with Hereditary.
Midsommar.
I don't like Midsommar.
You love Florence Pugh. Why would you
I
not
do.
like Midsommar?
Yeah, if Florence Pugh was in the movie, it'd probably be like a 1-star film to me. Like, Florence Pugh's the only thing that's like redeeming in Midsommar. No, I do not like Ari Aster at all.
Go ahead. What's your last movie?
So I was kind of done with Halloween too at that point, and I'm just like, so how do we transition to the next set of holidays? So I watched Bill Goldberg in Santa's Sleigh.
Isn't Chris Kattan in that as well?
The opening scene, yeah.
Yeah.
Fran Drescher and James Woods. There's like so many people in the opening scene.
Yeah.
That opening scene is fine. It's not bad at all.
No.
The rest of the movie is complete dog shit.
Garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
And yet, that's got to be the Funko Pop you choose. It's Bill Goldberg.
How did you guess?
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Those are our 31 for 31, e- 58 and 36 movies. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of fucking movies.
It is.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick one Funko Pop overall from our movies, from our pile, from your pile of 58, from my pile of 36. What are you doing for your Funko Pop?
I would love to have a Funko Pop of the Collector.
Oh
He
yeah,
looks super creepy,
yeah,
super cool. Again, it's a franchise because there's the collection, which I've never seen, obviously.
yeah,
But yeah, I think he looks dope. It's a minimalist mask, but it looks so scary
yeah.
and so creepy. And again, like I said, you don't even remember if you've seen it, but you remember the poster with
Absolutely.
him like tying the thing like in the
Mask
back.
from
So
behind him.
yeah, exactly. So I think that'd be cool to have a Funko Pop of him.
Yeah, mine. I'm gonna cheat. And I'm gonna do two. I want the main girl from Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, because she just looks fucking badass, sexy
Yeah.
as hell. And then I think the girl from Influencer with the birthmark on
Oh,
her
okay.
face and everything
Yeah,
like that, because I think she has the potential to be a really good like horror franchise figure. You know what I mean?
that's cool.
Um, what is the one movie you would recommend from your list for people to watch?
This is actually both my favorite and the one I'd recommend because we kind of briefly touched on it is the old Dark House.
Yeah,
It's because it has all those tropes. It's got Boris Karloff in it, and it's just again, it is like I said, it's atmosphere. It shows you how to do horror
yeah,
way back in the 30s. There's like without the blood, without the gore. There's nothing gratuitous. You meet these people, you like these people, you don't want these people to like be killed. It's like it's so well done.
yeah.
A huge fan of the old Dark House.
Um, my favorite, I think, is the house that Jack built. But the ones I would recommend are either going to be the monkey or Bring Her Back. I think both have just a lot of vision and a lot of style to them. Bring Her Back, Sally Hawkins is just fucking incredible. She's an incredible performer, and the Philippou brothers or whatever they're called, absolutely amazing filmmakers. I think like Osgood Perkins, they're names to watch in horror. I think they're just going to keep doing amazing original content that's just striking. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's it. I'm exhausted. I'm ready for fucking movies about turkeys or something.
Thanksgiving, is that what you're talking about?
Oh God, no more murder. Anytime somebody pulls out a knife, I'm just gonna turn the movie off from now on. I'm exhausted, but the next thing we'll be doing is Cat People.
That's correct.
And then in the meantime, where can people find you?
Uh, Twitter X NQC podcast.
Awesome. And if you're looking for me, you can find me in the not quite darkness.
Peace.
Michael Kai.